Hi, I'm Brian Hess with Brinkley RV. Today I'm going to show you your water convenience panel and all of its features. Let's check it out. So we are on the off-door side of a Model Z. This particular water panel actually will apply to both the G and the Z and potentially other products as we come out with them. So what we're going to do is just open the compartment doors to the pass-through on the off-door side. And this whole section of your RV is the water convenience panel. Basically from the roof here to the floor of your pass-through contains everything that is part of that. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down through all the features. So at the very top, you have these two switches. The switch on the left is for your gray tank, and the switch on the right is for your black tank. The Model Zs and Model Gs both will have power termination valves, so instead of having to pull a cable, you would come here and actually open the valve by pressing on the top of these two switches where it says open. When those valves are open, you'll notice that there's a light that turns on to indicate that they're open. After you're done dumping your tanks and before you leave, you're going to make sure those are closed. The next feature down would be the spray port here. We've covered this in another video. There's a nozzle and hose assembly that comes with it. There's a spray port also on the door side so you can go back and forth and be able to spray off on either side of the coach. It's got hot and cold water on it. On the left side here, you have your hookups for cable and satellite. So these are labeled for you. The top one says it's the satellite for the living room. If you're hooking up to a portable satellite or satellite that's available at a campsite, this one would go to your living room. If you actually wanted to have satellite in your bedroom, you'd have to hook up to the auxiliary as well. And then at each TV on the interior of the coach, you'd have to have your receivers connected to the TV to be able to get signal. And then the coax in the middle is for cable that would be available at a campsite that you're trying to connect to. The next portion here on the right hand side is a switch to turn your water pump on and off. Just so you know, there's also an additional switch inside the coach at your command center, which will typically be located just inside of the main entry door. In this particular Model Z 3100, it's in the cabinet that's just across from the entry door in the hutch. So you will know that the pump is on if the switch is in the up position. There's a little red indicator light underneath it that will turn red if the pump is active. The next section is really how you manipulate your plumbing system to put it into a mode that you're needing to use to do the various functions and performance of the plumbing system. So there's a decal here in the middle, and it's got 5 different indicators that would show you how to set these 3 valve switches. So let me run through those quickly for you. The upper left picture here says that it's for dry camping. That's when you want to take water from your tank via the pump. So in the dry camping mode, you're going to need to have your white switch or your white valve down, your blue valve to the left, and your green valve is in the up position. The next one, directly underneath dry camping, you'll see the power fill tank. This is if you want to take water from a city inlet and have it go right into your tank. So if you're just filling your tanks from an outside water source, you would have to set your valves as shown in the picture. So the white one is going to be down, the green one is going to be to the left, and the blue one is going to be in the down position. The next one on the panel is the city water in the middle. This is where you're taking water directly from an exterior source and running all of your faucets, your showers, etc., straight from that exterior source. So to do that, you're going to take the white valve and have it in the down position. It's already there. The green valve in the left position, which is already set in that direction. The only change I need to make from power fill to go to city water is to take this blue valve and turn it to the left as shown in the picture. The next one is for winterization. So that's when you're going to siphon to all your fixtures and through the plumbing system via your pump. So this is where you would take a bucket or an exterior source that would have your antifreeze in it to be able to winterize your system. So to do that, you're going to take your white valve here and turn it to the right, and your green valve and make sure it's left, and then the blue valve is also going to be in the left position as shown. And then finally, the last setup is if you need to siphon. So this is when you're going to sanitize your holding tanks. Typically, after you are done for the camping season, you're going to winterize. When you take it back out of winterization, you're going to want to sanitize your tanks before you go camping for the first time. So in order to do that, you're going to just make sure that your valves again match up with the picture shown. Just to the left of siphon, the white valve needs to be to the right, green valve needs to be to the left, and your blue valve needs to be in the down position. And then a couple other features here down on the bottom. You have 2 inlet valves on the panel itself. The one that's in white actually has embossed in the panel itself, it says city water. So anytime that you're trying to have water come into the unit, depending on which one of these features you're using, you're going to connect your exterior water source to this valve. The one on the right hand side is for your black tank flush. So after you dump your holding tanks, you want to rinse out your black tank to make sure you're getting all the residue out of it. You're going to connect your exterior water source to this black valve on this side. And then finally, we have a 65-foot retractable hose reel that's part of standard features of our unit. So I'm not going to operate the hose portion itself. We do cover that in a separate video. But just know that this piece that's hanging out with the female end on it is for connecting to your exterior water source. This other hose that's coming out of the panel just allows you to switch between either the city water or the black tank flush side. And that's the entire features of the panel.